Are you ready to go back to school? Or are you ready to send some kids or grandkids back to school really, really soon? If you're looking forward to that, this is the episode for you. I think back to this time of year when I was in school, living at home, and it felt like such a fresh start. It was such an exciting time when you get all the new school clothes, school supplies, everything, got that new smell throughout the house after school shopping. And it just feels great, right? Fresh start. And even though I'm not packing a lunchbox anymore, I'm not going off to school, this time of year gives me that same fresh start feeling. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to talk about that feeling today and what we can do with it, how we can seize this opportunity to reset the routine. And in particular, before I jump in, I want to tell you about a 10-day challenge that is going to be starting the day after Labor Day. It's kind of the official first day of school in a lot of places, right? So this year it is September 2nd. Labor Day falls right on September 1st, I believe, if I'm remembering right. That's a Monday. September 2nd is Tuesday. We at Begin Within Fitness are going to be kicking off a 10-day challenge starting on Tuesday, September 2nd. And I am going to tell you about that here in this podcast. More details at the end if you want to hang on. But if you want to dive right in, you want to check it out, go over to beginwithin.fit/10 day. That's 10 day. Beginwithin.fit/10 day. There you will be able to book a kickoff call with yours truly. Get right into my calendar. And on that call, we're going to make sure this is a great fit for you and get you all set up for that 10-day challenge. I will tell you more about it if you hang on in this episode. Getting back to the topic at hand, it's that fresh start at the start of the school year. And if you've got kids or grandkids or neighbor kids, you got the children going back to school. You know what we have? We have a return to a routine. We have a return to a schedule. School starts at a specific time, school gets done at a specific time. All of a sudden, the ebb and flow of life has a little bit more structure, especially than it did during summer. And this is the reason why. I know it is why my mom and her friends used to go out together for a fun day on the first day of school. They would drop us off and then they would meet up either for breakfast or lunch or whatever it was. I know they were just celebrating the fact, not just that they had more peace and quiet, but they had more structure. They had more routine, more of an opportunity to get the things done that they needed to get done without running crazy kids' schedules all summer long. They were celebrating that. And I remember as a kid thinking, hey, what are you doing? Celebrating that I'm gone. That's not very nice. That makes me a little bit sad. I remember thinking that. But now as an adult, looking back, oh my, do I understand what my mom and her friends were doing? They were celebrating structure, celebrating a little bit more peace, a little bit more calm, the ability to have a little bit more control over their lives day in and day out. And that's a beautiful thing. So if you're celebrating that, you are feeling those first day of school vibes coming up for you as a parent or a grandparent, and things are going to be more structured. I got you. That's what we're talking about here. This is a beautiful time. It's a beautiful opportunity to give some attention to the structure, give some attention to the routine of life. And I'm going to tell you about the time of day that matters the most to me. And I'm going to share with you some very specific things that you can do to seize the structure, seize the routine, and get it to work for you to support your health, to support your fitness, and really to support everything else in your life. Because isn't it true? If you're taking care of yourself, taking better care of yourself, then you can take better care of the people around you and the other responsibilities that you have. It's true, right? So there's nothing selfish about taking a look at the morning routine. Now, here's the cool thing: school's starting at a specific time every day, school ends, and from there we can schedule things for the rest of the night, lead us into the time to shut down, the time to end the day at bedtime. So we have a little bit of structure now that we can build around. And that is awesome, especially if summer has been just wild and has been anything but structured for you. So here are 4 things that I'm going to recommend that you take a look at. I'm going to encourage you to take a look at because they mean so much to me in helping me show up the way that I want to, day in and day out, week after week. And now's your opportunity. Now's your chance. Seize this as an opportunity to build your morning routine in. Now, very first thing, number 1, talking about a morning routine, consistent wake up time. This is like the anchor for your day. I'm not kidding. I know the tendency is if you got a little bit more time one day than the next, let's stay in bed a little bit longer. I have found that waking up at the same time every day it's the secret sauce. It's the secret sauce to starting a good day. And not just starting a good day the day you get up, whatever your wake up time is. And I want to encourage you right now, think about it. What's your time? What's the time that you need to get up in order to get all the stuff done that's going to help support your health, your fitness, and the rest of your life so that you are prepared? You have the things you need, and the people you love have the things they need to get a good start to the day. What's the time for you? What is it? You might know what it is, but you might have a tendency to snooze past it or cheat a little bit, sleep in a little bit, and then what happens? We are just scrambling, right? We're cramming, or I've done this. You're laying in bed in the morning and you're thinking, this feels so nice. I know there's things that I wanted to do, but it doesn't matter because I don't have to do them. The things I really have to do are only going to take me X amount of time. And that means I can stay in bed for this many more minutes. Have you ever done that? You know, the things that you are giving up, the things that you're blowing past are probably the things that are going to help you the most with your health and with your fitness. Those things that kind of under the covers, they feel negotiable. They're in the non-negotiables in life. Those are some of the things that we're going to talk about. So what I want to encourage you to do is morning routine. Step 1, what's your wake up time? Please figure out what time it is and commit to making that happen. I know for me, it's 5:05. I know that seems random. It's not 5 o'clock. For me, getting up at 5 is getting up early. For some reason, that extra 5 minutes, I set the alarm 5:05. And most mornings, I'm awake and I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it to go off pleasantly. I'm waiting for it just peacefully, calmly, waiting to start the day. 5:05 is my time. What's yours? What's your time? And if you need some help committing to it, here's what I encourage you to do. Put a comment in. If you're watching on YouTube or listening or watching on Spotify, give me that comment. Tell me what your time is. Or at Nate Slager, you can find me on social media. Just send me a time. I'll know exactly what you're talking about. Just send me your time, your wake up time in the morning, whatever it is, 5:30, 5:35, 6 a.m., whatever it is, send it over to me. Commit to taking that step, and I'm going to cheer you on. You know, there's something really interesting that happens when we get the habit of getting up at the same time every day. It's not just a habit, and it's not just the fact that now we can get things done. Consistent wake up time helps to regulate your circadian rhythm, which, if you didn't know, affects your energy. It affects every cell in your body, this rhythm. So, getting it tuned in, getting it dialed in, getting it locked down is going to boost your energy. It's going to improve your mood. It's going to improve even your immune system. I know for myself, when I fall out of that rhythm, when I decide to sleep in a little bit, it affects, what does it affect? It affects the next night, right? I'm not tired at the time that I normally am because I stayed in bed sleeping longer, right? Everything gets goofy. And so the question is then, what's happening to energy? What's happening to mood? What's happening to immune system? All the things that are affected are regulated by that rhythm. Now the rhythm's off, and there's going to be some extra stress on you or on me if I'm not getting up at the same time every single day. And there's good articles out there. You can Google this, you can check this out, um, that show that sleep consistency is better than sleep quantity. All right. So here's what I'm saying is this: those that sleep consistently, they're going to bed at the same time, getting up at the same time, regardless of how much time. And we've talked about this before on the show. As I'm saying, I'm like, hey, this sounds familiar, right? Regardless of how much time they actually were in bed. And I know, right? We're shooting for that 8 hours, a magic 8 hours. What studies have found is that if you, and this is totally just me talking, all right? I am not looking at a study right now. Um, I have read plenty of them. I've read plenty of articles citing them. Here's the thing: consistent sleep schedule impacts your health. Sleep consistency may even be more important than sleep quantity if the quantity is at various times, day to day, right? Sleep consistency impacts your health, rates of disease, mortality, all of that. Things are positively affected by sleep consistency. So, what does that mean? Going to bed at the same time, waking up at the same time. Start by waking up at the same time. Okay. I know it makes maybe a little bit more logical sense to a part of us to start. I'm going to start going to bed at the same time. Yes, absolutely do that. But if we start waking up at the same time, the going to bed at the same time kind of takes care of itself. You're going to find you're ready for bed. I'm ready. I'm tired. I got up. Oh, I got up so early today. I'm tired. Well, then go to sleep because you're going to have to get up early again the next day at the time that you chose in order to optimize you. Make it happen. Pick your time and keep it consistent. All right, moving on to number 2. And this one it's going to be a little bit different than you think. I think I'm going to surprise you with this one. Number 2 is, we're talking about the morning routine still. The ways you can benefit from this shift into structure and routine from the start of school. The school year's beginning. You're excited if you're a parent or grandparent who's going to have a little bit more control over your life. You're looking at what you can do in the morning to harness some of that structure. Breakfast. All right. We got to think about breakfast. And this one for me is super important. And the old, most important meal of the day, all this stuff. And there are studies that are showing having a high protein breakfast in particular helps with cognitive function and all these other things. And of course, we've talked about the benefits of protein before on the show, and we're going to talk about it again. You better believe. So here's the thing: protein heavy breakfast, protein first. Okay. When I have a protein heavy breakfast, I am sharper. I'm more satisfied. it's not just that I'm less likely to cave into like cravings or, be snacking. It's that isn't even a factor in my day. I take care of breakfast, high protein breakfast, and it's like I'm set. And when dinner time comes, I'm talking about dinner time 6 to 8 hours after I've eaten breakfast. I'm just starting a lot of times to be like, okay, yeah, I could eat again. And dinner time for us is like 6:30, 7:30, somewhere in there. And I know I just preached about consistency in sleep. Consistency in eating times is important too, if it's possible to build it in. For us, our evenings, we're doing different stuff all the time. We're volunteering. We we're out of the house, we're in the house. So the structure of eating times for us, it just hasn't gotten locked down. It's within that window I just mentioned. But my point is this: when the high protein breakfast, and I'm active, I'm serious, I'm on the go, I'm moving, I'm high protein breakfast makes such a difference in what happens between my meals. Because what happens between my meals is there's very little thought of food, there's very little need of food. It's just not a consideration. It's not on the radar, and there's no desire for it. So what I'm encouraging you to do is get protein first in the day. And I'm not saying get the first thing you do in the day is protein. Eat whenever you feel like eating. For me, my breakfast is later in the morning. You probably already figured that out based on the time between my breakfast and my dinner. There's no lunch in between. Okay. I love having two good size meals every day. And so breakfast is maybe a little bit more lunch. It's more brunchy time frame. But when I have protein, and for me, I'm talking about a lot of protein. I don't know where you're at with this, but for me, minimum 60 grams. All right. And most of the time, we're pushing 100, sometimes getting a little over that for the breakfast. Dinner, maybe not quite so much protein, not quite such a big meal, but there's a lot. There's a lot of protein. And I'm not packing it in, right? I'm not just like, whoa, I can't eat another bite. I gotta eat it all. I gotta get my protein in. It's just stuff that I enjoy eating. And we have it. We have our protein. First thing we eat in the day, lots of protein. And then of course, we're getting in our fibers and our veggies and our fruits and things like that as well. But here's what you do with your structure. Feel like I'm rambling a little bit here. It's dinner time. It's the end of the day. Get your first meal of the day, whenever it is, get it structured in, get it planned. Use your structure to do that, whether it's sitting down and writing it out, whether it's prepping it, or whether it's sitting down and having it. Figure out the first meal of the day. I'll call it breakfast whenever that first meal is for you because you're breaking the fast. All right. But it does not have to be like, boom, woke up, I went and ate. Okay. It doesn't have to be that way. If you don't feel like it, if you don't feel like doing that, I'd say if you're hungry, eat. Right. That's that's how I got my schedule going. It's like, when do I enjoy eating? When do I want to eat? When do I think about eating? And for me, it's not first thing in the day. If it is for you, great. Listen to your body, take care of things. But what I'm saying is structure it and plan protein. Plan protein. Okay. Number two, plan protein early in the day. Plan protein as part of that morning routine. Number three, this one will not surprise you. Will not surprise you. Movement. Move. There's tons of research on this. People that exercise, it improves their cognitive function, it improves mood. And for me, a morning workout, it sets me up mentally to be inclined toward health. I'll say it that way. So morning movement is super important to me. I love to lift weights. If you are someone that loves to run, or you do cardio, you take a walk or some stretching, whatever it is, get it done in the morning. It for me, It's got to happen in the morning, or you know what? The likelihood of it, I think every minute into the afternoon that we get, the likelihood of me doing it plummets. It has to be done in the AM time. I think for me, I'm to the point where if I don't get the workout in the AM time, like I'm not started by 11:59 a.m. Well, for whatever reason the schedule is there, then I would just say it's not happening. Okay. I'd love to be like, I love the gym so much. I love lifting so much. I just can't stop. I'm going to do it. And if I get it done early, I'm going to go again and have two. No, not going to happen. Not for this guy. Working out is work. I love the benefits I get from it. I know logically that it's what my body needs, especially as I'm getting older. But it is not still a thing for me that it's just like, oh, I just love it. It's got to happen. It feels like work, and eat that frog, right? Something that is difficult for you to get it done early in the day. That's the case for exercise. And you're going to get so many of the benefits that I mentioned that come afterward. For me, the best ideas I have as a business person, entrepreneur, content creator, whatever, the best ideas I have come after a workout for sure. Get that workout in, let the magic happen. So here we are, right? Pick your wake up time, plan your protein, get some movement in, please, as part of the structure that is now handed to you thanks to the school year starting. And there's one more thing that I need in my morning routine. I'm going to encourage you to do. Absolutely encourage you to do this. And maybe in a future episode, I will actually go through specifics of my morning routine. I just want to share it with you. But you've got to have some time for you. Okay. For me, this is, I would call it mental grounding, emotional grounding, self awareness time, getting the day started in a very centered way. Before the notifications start happening, before the calls, the texts, whatever, before work, before people are expecting you to respond to emails from yesterday and things like that, before any of that, take some time. I would say it this way. For me, it's time being the person that I want to be. Things happen, you get thrown off balance, things don't go the way that you want throughout the day. There's pressure, there's stress, but having some time early in the day when you can just sit down, nothing's really happened yet to throw you off, and you are truly doing the things, thinking the thoughts, being the person, sitting in the chair, in the place, in the space that the person that you really want to be would be thinking, would be doing, in the space they would be doing it. You're in that moment, you're just fully living life as a person that you want to be. Maybe it's just for a few minutes. It's huge. For me, it sets me up for the rest of the day. And that little window of time, the more that I can stretch it, the better. It's something that I get out of bed for because I want to make sure that it happens. I want to make sure that I have the time for it. Where you just sit with yourself. Sit with yourself, do some reading, read a book on personal improvement. That's your time for quiet. Just quiet your mind. Focus. Focus on something that's going to make you better, the best version of yourself. Spend some time doing that. And this is far above and beyond things that we normally talk about here that will make us the person that we want to be or the healthier version of ourselves, right? This is more than exercise and more than nutrition. It's about your relationship with yourself and taking some time for that every single day. And I know that looks different for every single individual, different for everybody, probably as different as a fingerprint. But is that resonating for you? to just sit down. You got to sit down. For me, I got to sit down. I don't want to be moving. I could go outside and sit, but I have to sit and get quiet. And I want to encourage you to do the same as part of your routine, as part of your structure, so that you're checking off that mental and emotional aspect of things. It's time to journal, time to reflect on gratitude, being the person, the highest level of the person that you want to be early on in the day. I think that if you get into the habit of doing that, maybe you already are, great. But if you get into the habit of doing that, you're going to see a difference in how you show up into challenging situations throughout the day, and a difference in how you show up for yourself in the decisions that you make to support your health. That's why we're here on the Begin Within Health show, right? So those are the four. Those are the four things that I would recommend. Pick your wake up time, prepare your protein, get your movement in, and then lastly, get grounded. Get grounded. I'll just say it that way. You know what I'm talking about, right? I hope this was beneficial for you. Hey, I mentioned the 10-day challenge that we have going on. Again, you can get access to it over at beginwithin.fit/10day, 10day, beginwithin.fit/10day. And you can learn more about it as well as book a kickoff call with me in which I will answer all your questions. I'll tell you all about it and I will help you get set up. But it's a great thing to get you started for the school year. If you're a parent or a grandparent who's going to have some more structure, get it built in right away. Get some accountability, get someone supporting you, get some help. It's going to make a big, big difference. This is your chance to reboot that morning routine. Not sure why I had trouble saying that. Reboot the morning routine with this 10-day challenge. So here's what you're going to get as part of it: a personalized nutrition plan. I'm going to put that together for you. It is not going to be unattainable. It's not going to be something that's going to make you miserable. I will tell you about it when we connect. You will get a home fitness setup session with me as well. And obviously space is limited on this. I can't do all of this for everyone who would want to. So get in, book your slot, and I will fit in as many people as I can to get them set up for the Tuesday, September 2nd kickoff. So home fitness setup session. This is where you and I meet on Zoom, just the two of us, and we go through your space, whatever equipment you have access to, your body and its ability to move. We set up a warm up and a cool down for you. And I take you through a really, really, really basic workout in your space with your equipment and show you how things work. We get you set up for fitness at home. Part of the challenge then on top of that is joining me for within 10 days, we're going to do 4 training sessions together. I'm going to meet you where you're at in terms of what you're capable of, what your fitness experience is, but we're going to get on Zoom. We're going to do 4 workouts with you at home, me in my studio, and you are going to have everything you need to get in some great workouts and understand what you are capable of doing on your own at home. It's going to be a great thing. You're going to be all set. You're also going to get access to the Monday habit coaching that I do with my clients. So 10 days, you're going to cross over 2 of those opportunities to get into our Monday coaching sessions. Okay. You're going to get access to those where we talk about a healthy habit. And then we check in. You get an opportunity to be in the hot seat if you want. Talk about what you're working on, questions you have, struggles you're having. Everybody leaves ready to go. All right. Ready to focus on the habits outside of just the workout aspect of fitness from those healthy habit coaching sessions. And you also get access to our clients only app as part of the 10-day challenge. So that's where we communicate. We can text back and forth. You can ask me questions whenever you want, talk about sessions, ask workout questions, whatever you need. It's going to be there for you for 10 full days of support. The goal is get what you need to get what you need. Okay. Have all the structure that you need moving forward to be absolutely successful this time, this September, right now, to get started taking the best care of yourself that you ever have, that you possibly can. Let's see what you're capable of. Let's see what you can do. And if you're listening to this episode later and you're like, oh, that sounds so good, it sounds so great, you could hop over to that beginwithin.fit/10 days, see if that page is still up, and grab a spot for a future 10-day challenge. Thank you so much for joining me here. I absolutely love spending time with you. I'm going to talk with you again soon. And until I do, keep taking good care of yourself.